Picture this: two rival football stadiums so close together that fans can literally see each other's ground from across the river. In England, some football rivalries are separated by hundreds of miles. Others are just a short walk through a park. Today, we're counting down the 10 closest professional football stadiums in England. These are pairings where proximity fuels passion, and a 15-minute walk takes you straight into enemy territory. From historic grounds facing each other across water to modern moves that change derby culture forever, these distances will genuinely surprise you. In 10th place are Villa Park and the Hawthorns, the respective homes of Aston Villa and West Bromwich Albion, separated by roughly 3.7 miles. Both clubs were founding members of the Football League in 1888, and both have played at their current stadiums since the late 19th century. Their proximity has therefore been a constant feature of English football for well over a century. Despite being geographically close, they are not considered each other's primary rivals. Aston Villa's most intense rivalry is with Birmingham City, while West Bromwich Albion share their strongest historic rivalry with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Interestingly, the Hawthorns is actually closer to Villa Park than it is to Wolves' Molineux Stadium, showing that football rivalries are shaped by more than distance alone. The Hawthorns also holds the distinction of being the highest stadium in English professional football, standing approximately 168 meters above sea level. West London now takes the spotlight, with Queen's Park Rangers' Loftus Road and Brentford's GTECH Community Stadium separated by roughly 3.4 miles. Loftus Road has been QPR's home since 1917, following their move there after their previous ground was requisitioned during the First World War, and it remains one of the more historic stadiums in London. Brentford moved into their modern GTECH Community Stadium in 2020, leaving behind a beloved old ground where pubs stood on each corner and fans created one of English football's most famous matchday traditions. This pairing captures West London's football density. The rivalry may be mild, but the close proximity lets fans experience multiple clubs in a day, while the mix of historic and modern, eco-friendly grounds shows how the city's football scene continues to evolve. Next up is Sheffield, where Bramall Lane and Hillsborough sit just under 3 miles apart, forming the backdrop for the historic Steel City derby between Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday. Bramall Lane, opened in 1889, is not only one of the oldest football stadiums still in regular use anywhere in the world, but it also once hosted top-level cricket and early England international matches, underlining its importance in the early development of sport in England. Across the city, Hillsborough has been the home of Sheffield Wednesday since 1899, and its name is forever linked to both footballing triumphs and historic moments in the game's modern era. The rivalry is fierce and steeped in tradition, with loyalties handed down through generations. On Steel City Derby days, Sheffield itself pulses with anticipation. Every pub, street, and workplace feels the excitement. Returning to Birmingham, Villa Park and St Andrews sit just 3 miles apart, forming the second city derby between Aston Villa and Birmingham City. This is one of England's most historically and socially significant rivalries. Support is often inherited through generations, and entire neighborhoods are defined by their football allegiance. Villa Park, opened in 1897, has witnessed countless epic clashes, FA Cup victories, and Premier League battles. St Andrews, home of Birmingham City since 1906, carries the same historical weight. On derby days, the city divides itself entirely between claret and blue and royal blue. Traveling between the two grounds is entirely feasible on foot, giving fans a constant reminder of who their nearest enemy is. The proximity of these grounds amplifies tension, passion, and excitement, making the second city derby one of the most electric fixtures in English football. Another fascinating West London pairing sees Loftus Road and Stamford Bridge, home to QPR and Chelsea, separated by just 3.4 miles, creating one of the capital's closest footballing neighbors. Stamford Bridge has a unique origin story. It was built in 1877 before Chelsea FC even existed. When nearby Fulham declined the opportunity to move in, a brand new club was formed to fill the ground, and thus Chelsea was born. Since then, Stamford Bridge has become legendary, hosting unforgettable Premier League triumphs, dramatic FA Cup clashes, and some of the most memorable Champions League nights in English football. Just a short walk away, Loftus Road stands as one of England's most compact and atmospheric stadiums. While QPR and Chelsea don't meet every season, the proximity keeps a distinctly local flavor alive, allowing fans to feel the pulse of West London football culture in a way few other cities can match. Loftus Road appears again, this time paired with CRAVEN Cottage, Fulham's historic riverside home, just 2.9 miles away. In few other cities can you move between two professional clubs in under 10 minutes and feel like you've stepped into completely different football worlds. CRAVEN Cottage, in continuous use since 1896, is one of England's most charming grounds. Nestled beside the Thames, complete with the iconic brick cottage built into the stand, it feels less like a modern arena and more like football preserved in time. And the connection between these clubs isn't just geographic. In the early 2000s, during redevelopment work, Fulham temporarily shared Loftus Road, meaning both sets of supporters called the same stadium home. It was a rare moment where rivalry gave way to practicality, and it perfectly captured how intertwined West London football truly is. In East London, West Ham United's London Stadium and Leyton Orient's Brisbane Road are separated by just 1.9 miles. The story behind that proximity is deeply contentious. When the Olympic Stadium was redeveloped after the 2012 Games, Leyton Orient's chairman Barry Hearn raised serious objections to West Ham becoming the main tenant. He argued that placing a Premier League club so close to Orient's home would damage the smaller club financially. Between 2011 and 2014, Hearn launched multiple legal challenges and formal complaints in an attempt to block the move, but none succeeded. West Ham secured the tenancy, and the transformed stadium, now holding 62,500, became their permanent home. A short distance away, Brisbane Road holds just over 9,000 supporters. The scale is dramatically different, but the geography is intimate. Few cities in Europe place two professional clubs this close together, separated by barely 2 miles, yet divided by resources and reputation. In Liverpool, Anfield and Goodison Park separated by just 0.8 miles. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Everton actually used to play at Anfield from 1884 to 1892 before a rent dispute with the landlord forced them to leave and build Goodison Park just across Stanley Park. The landlord was stuck with an empty stadium, so he formed a brand new club to fill it, and that club became Liverpool FC, which means Everton was playing at Anfield before Liverpool even existed. For over 130 years, these two iconic stadiums have been separated by just 0.8 miles, with only Stanley Park between them, making it just a 15-minute walk from one ground to the other. On Derby Day, Stanley Park becomes absolutely packed with thousands of fans from both sides mixing together as they make their way to the away end. But Everton moved to their new waterfront stadium in 2025, and the distance has now increased to 2.7 miles. So that famous 15-minute walk tradition is basically gone, although Goodison Park still stands and hosts Everton women. Chelsea's Stamford Bridge and Fulham's CRAVEN Cottage, separated by just 1.6 miles, form one of the closest derby pairings anywhere in London. The walk between the two takes around 30 minutes, cutting through some of West London's most affluent neighborhoods near the River Thames. CRAVEN Cottage has stood on the banks of the Thames since 1896 and remains one of the most distinctive grounds in the country. The Johnny Haynes stand is actually one of the oldest football stands still in use in the entire Football League. In the early 2000s, Fulham temporarily relocated to Loftus Road, while CRAVEN Cottage underwent redevelopment to meet Premier League standards. During that period, supporters launched the Back to the Cottage campaign, amid concerns about the club's long-term future at the historic ground. Ultimately, Fulham did return, preserving one of English football's most picturesque homes. Chelsea may boast Premier League titles and Champions League triumphs, but proximity keeps this rivalry grounded. When these two meet, it is less about global status and more about territory in West London. At the very top of the list sit Nottingham Forest's City Ground and Notts County's Meadow Lane, separated by roughly 300 meters and divided only by the River Trent. They are widely regarded as the closest pair of professional football stadiums in England. Standing on one riverbank, you can clearly see the other ground rising just across the water. Notts County originally played at Trent Bridge before relocating in 1910, eventually settling at Meadow Lane, just across the river from Forest's long-established home. The decision placed two historic clubs virtually face-to-face, creating one of the most geographically unique football settings in the world. The City Ground has been Forest's home since 1898 and witnessed some of the most remarkable achievements in English football history, including Brian Clough's back-to-back European Cup triumphs in 1979 and 1980. Meadow Lane, meanwhile, belongs to Notts County, founded in 1862 and widely recognized as the world's oldest professional football club. So, which stadium pairing surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into football stories.